Hi guys! In this video we will take you to a little island called Stora Karlsö. It is a small Swedish island in the Baltic Sea, situated about 6 kilometers west of the island of Gotland. It has an area of about 2.5 square kilometers. Most of the island consists of a limestone plateau, bordered by steep cliffs along the shore that can be 25 to 45 meters in some places. The highest point is 51.5 meters above sea level. Fun fact: Stora Karlsö is the second oldest nature reserve in the world after Yellowstone National Park. It is mostly known for its rich bird life and flora. Unfortunately, dogs, cats, and other pets are not allowed on the island, so Baltasar got a break from us and spent the whole weekend with his grandma.
Our trip starts here in the harbor of the village called Klintehamn. There are tour boats that would normally take you to Stora Karlsö from May to August, but due to the coronavirus, all the traffic has been cancelled this year. You can take your own boat to the island or ask someone to give you a ride, but you have to get the permission from Gotland's County Administrative Board first. Our ride to the island was very bumpy. We had to hold on to the boat with both hands because of the waves. The boat ride takes around 40 minutes, sometimes up to an hour, depending on the state of the sea. But it felt like 15 minutes to us because it was very intense. Our gear and clothes were completely drenched by the time we got to the island. Our arrival to the island started with us changing our clothes and hanging everything, even our sleeping bags and pillows, to dry in the sun. But the feeling of being completely alone on the island beats the stormy boat ride and soaking wet gear any day. Hundreds of tourists daily come to the island during the summer, but this summer is different. There were a few boats coming and going to and from the island, but it still felt like a peaceful and secluded place. If you are planning to go to Stora Karlsö with your own boat, it will cost around 50 Swedish crowns per person and per night to stay on the island.
As you can see, we are not very good at traveling light. It was something that we regretted as soon as we got ashore. We were planning to store all our gear in a tent and use it as our base, but after talking to the supervisor that is taking care of Stora Karlsö, we learned that it was not allowed to put up tent anywhere on the island, so we had to carry all our gear with us and had to sleep under the open sky. Luckily, there are carts that you can borrow to transport your gear. We put all our things in the cart and decided to start looking for a place to set up our camp. The sceneries are very beautiful, and all the plants along the road create a beautiful green tunnel that you have to walk through to get to the second beach and the rental cabins that were unfortunately not available this summer. At the end of the road we found stairs that were a bit too steep to climb with all our stuff up and down, so we decided to stay by the shore close to one of the rental houses and use the place as our base. The view was unbelievable, and the sounds of birds were unlike any we've heard before. We decided not to explore the island on our first evening, but rest and get up early instead. Little did we know that sleeping by a wooden house was a huge mistake. Just 2 hours later, when the air got even more humid and the sun has set, we got ambushed by woodlice, spiders and snails, and probably all other insect varieties that are so plentiful on this island. So we decided to get up, make coffee and stay up the rest of the night.
It is not easy sleeping only 2 hours a night and then having an active day ahead, but our prize was the stunning view of the Stora Karlsö lighthouse in the sunrise. We got to discover the island in this beautiful morning light, when all the plants were still surrounded by soft mist and nature was just waking up after a long night's sleep. Slowly, we made our way closer to the lighthouse. The Stora Karlsö lighthouse was built in 1887. A house for the lightkeeper was added in the 1930s, which resulted in the island getting its first permanent resident population in modern times, which consisted at most of 4 families. Inside of the lighthouse, you can find one of the first beacons that is still working. We really recommend to visit the lighthouse. It is a very beautiful building and it is preserved exactly the way it used to be when the lighthouse keeper used to work there. In 1974, an electric cable was pulled out to the island so that the lighthouse could be automated. Year-round staff continued for a number of years, but there are no permanent residents on the island nowadays. During summer, you can rent rooms in the lighthouse and associated buildings. There are more than 20 caves on Stora Karlsö. Many of them are situated around the small harbor of Norderhamn. We were very excited when we discovered 2 big caves during our stay. We were visiting Stora Karlsö during the heat wave, so the caves were perfect shelter from the heat. The deepest cave is called Stora Förvar, large storage, and is 25 meters deep in the cliff wall of the eastern plate. Archaeological finds show evidence of human activity there as early as the Stone Age. The caves were created by Unculus Lake that formed 10,700 to 10,000 years ago. Humans first set foot on the island about 9,500 years ago, according to evidence found in Stora Förvar cave, such as animal bone, some human remains and stone artifacts that were uncovered in 1887. One of Sweden's rarest ferns, hart's tongue fern, can be found in the cave. It is an evergreen fern and one of Stora Karlsö's treasures. Fossils are abundant on the island, and you can find them everywhere. Visitors are allowed to pick them up and study them, but it's not allowed to take them from the island.
We ran out of water very fast because of the heat, but luckily there's drinking water right in the harbor available for everyone. We concluded our day by stopping by the lighthouse one more time to look at it in the evening light and take a few more photos. The lighthouse looks even more beautiful when the light turns on. The beacon can be seen 16 nautical miles or 29.5 kilometers away, guiding every ship passing by. Our second night was better. By then, we figured out that there were less insects on the stone beach, and we finally got a couple of hours of proper sleep right next to the sea. The advantage of sleeping under the open sky is that you wake up early together with nature. We got to witness another beautiful sunrise and we didn't have to get up and go anywhere. We could watch it sitting in our sleeping bags with a cup of coffee in our hands. We decided to explore the eastern plateau before leaving the island. The cliffs are high at this part of the island and look very impressive.
At the highest point of Stora Karlsö, in the middle of the stone mound, grows what is called Linné's ask, that we really wanted to see. Linné's ask is an approximately 400-year-old ash tree and is named after Carl von Linné, who came to Stora Karlsö and made notes about the tree in his travel log on June the 22nd, 1741. From this part of the island you can see Lilla Karlsö, another even smaller island and also a nature reserve that we hope to visit one day as well. Our trip came to an end and we had to go back to the harbor where our ride was waiting for us. Luckily, the sea was calm and our ride back was very smooth. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, let us know what you think and see you in our next episode.